Hello, 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 and welcome back to the last, or one of the last parts of Let's Play Anno 1701. Last time we have basically quote-unquote beaten the game. And today it's about the continuous play experience. Now, you can basically go continuous play and just choose a preset here. Okay, you can do that. But you can also customize quite a bit of stuff here. So, let's say I want to play on a large island world. Here you can see the world itself is changing. So, the larger the world, I think the more islands there are, and consequently with more people you want a larger world, and with more people and a larger world you get less conflict because every player can basically find an island that's suitable to their needs somehow, or at least that's my experience. And also ships travel long time, or a longer time sometimes. I haven't played Anno 1701 continuous play in a long time, so I'm not sure how large the island worlds actually get and can be, but yeah, we'll see about that. Then the island difficulty. Hard difficulty actually means the islands will have a lot of rocks, a lot of terrain that cannot be built upon, whereas easy layouts mean you get lots of plains that you can just build on, and you don't have to actually think about how to efficiently use the space because there's just space around, if that makes any sense. Then map composition, you can have small islands, which also ups the difficulty obviously, because you only get to place one or two production chains on it and nothing more. And big islands, I usually like to play on large, easy, big island and plenty raw materials, because I just don't like being limited by these things. Actually, I'm generally more the Anno player that is playing with not much competition. I'm more the peaceful player that likes to just get a efficient economy running. Yeah, so that's the great thing about it. You can customize it, you can play however you want. You want it hard, you can have hard islands, you can have few materials, you can have small islands. You can just customize it just the way you want, or well, almost. But you have a lot of options. So you get the option to start with a warehouse. That's a big no-go for me. I want to start with a ship in an Anno game always. I don't want to start with a warehouse. I want to choose my own island. Now, revealed map, that's well, you can choose whatever you want. Obviously you don't get the discovery aspect, and if you are playing with other players, discovery aspect may be a big part, since who of the players finds the good islands first, right? You can take these then. But for the sake of just showing off this mode, I will play with the revealed map. And that's page number 1, the world. Now, we can also set up the computer players. We can enable or disable AI, right? And I think each of these AI obviously has a preference. It says widowed countess tries to escape her loneliness by buying. Yeah, so she will buy a lot of chocolate, and she will try to trade with neighbors. And you cannot offend her, and she is reliable, helpful, and she does not like harming the natives, basically. So all of them have different personalities, with the easy ones generally being very forgiving. You can take islands that they intended to take or they needed and just have no consequences, whereas harder players will take offense if you take an island that they wanted to take or that they needed for their strategy to work out. So yeah, a lot to choose from. You also have a lot of characters that we have seen in the campaign already. So Hiroshio is a normal player. Yeah, okay. And yeah, I think we have seen all of these people in the campaign. For the sake of this play, I don't like Hendrik, so I will not take him. Perhaps something like 2 enemy AI players. I mean, I'm not intending to play fast or optimal or anything the like. So easy will do. Here you have pirates. You can enable or disable pirates. You can enable or disable the queen, the free trader, and all these indigenous leaders. The free trader will just have a small island where you can buy some building materials, I think, and he will send a ship or ships out that will buy or sell whatever you have ordered on your island. So that's very handy to have. The queen basically asks for stuff from time to time, I think. I haven't played 1701 in a long time, as I said, but the continuous play is endless in a sense, but you can quote unquote win. Well, you can. I think the game is finished when you either ally yourself with the pirates or gain your independence from the queen. So here I think you can basically, as well as having the pirates or not, set the victory conditions, perhaps. Not sure on that. Don't quote me on that. And indigenous people, they all can sell some kind of luxury goods that you need for aristocrats. So having more will allow you to have a larger aristocrat community, I think. And also there are trade partners generally, so you can perhaps dump some goods on them. So you can have your starting amount of gold coins. The refund, I usually take half price or none, because I think that that's one of the things I tend to make harder, because I think that you shouldn't get the full price back if you misbuild something. That's just ridiculous. You don't get any penalty for misbuilding. Capital, I don't care. Pirates, let's make them weak for now, because I don't intend to build up fast, right? Although I'm not sure at the format of how I will do this quite yet. Perhaps I will do this introduction, then start off and cut out things and show back the progress after some stages, or I will record the whole thing. No, I don't think so. That would take too long. But yeah, perhaps I'll see. Guests of honor, that's the gimmick of this game, so to say, that you can have people coming into your town. There's the brewer that will replenish your alcohol supplies, then there's the tool maker that will just give you some tools, and so on and so forth. Then there's fire. You can enable or disable fire, which means you will have to build fire watches or not. If you don't enable it, you will not need to build them. Then the plague, same thing but different. The plague will just randomly... Well, I think fire will start relatively soon from civilization level 2 or something, from citizens or settlers. Plague will start with merchants, no, citizens, I think. And disasters is basically general disasters that will take place, like I will read, such as earthquakes, hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, and meteors may strike the island world. Well, it's basically up to you. I think I will leave them off, because if I leave them off, I can still show off the corresponding buildings that you need to do. Although disasters you can't do anything about. They will just happen, and either you're lucky and you don't take a lot of damage, or you're not. So yeah, let me take a sip of coffee while we admire this screen. Victory conditions. So you can have okay, so the first page probably is something different that you can enable or disable. But here we have victory conditions, so you can have everything off, which means you play forever. Then you can have reach independence, you can reach a pirate pact, and can you have both? Interesting. Or last survivor, if you want to have a more war-oriented game. You can have amount of people in your city, amount of wealth. That's basically the way I play, mostly the easy part, since I really like to trade and build up economy and such. So not going to do that, it would be way too fast. Then trade assignment. Oh yeah, you get assignments from the trader that will be pick up some goods, escort ship, something like that. Build a castle, right? We haven't seen a castle mechanic yet, but if you reach aristocrats or a certain amount of aristocrats, you can basically buy ridiculously overpriced castle parts, and yeah, you can set the winning condition to that, or colonize 90% of the islands and collect colonial goods. That's the goods from the native people. Yeah, since that's just showing things off, showing the options, I will not set any winning conditions, but you can down here you can set winning conditions and also say you must reach all of them. So you could have something like this, where you have to reach all of it. You have to have 30 trading assignments, 20,000 settlement, 500,000 gold, 30 castle pieces, and so on and so on. But I will leave everything off for now, I think. well, either everything off or everything on. Except for Last Survivors. Well, yeah, I could still take that. Do that last. So with that we have the setup done. It only took us 15 minutes. Well, and that will crash the game. That's not what I intended. Oh, let's try that again. All the intro. Come on. Yeah, okay. Not continue game, please. Ah. I probably should stop making too many mistakes now, although the game crashing is not a mistake on my part, or not that I know of. So, to the main menu, please. Back. Continuous play with large island world, easy, big islands, plenty. Computer plays. As you see, it will remember your last settings, so I can just click through here and start continuous play, and it will hopefully not crash. Please. Yeah, doesn't look like it, or doesn't sound like it. Right, so with these settings you can see we have one enemy here, one enemy here, and that's the free trader island. Now,
we are not yet fully convinced of your success. However, you shall receive your chance. This ship is now yours. Leave and explore undiscovered lands.
Exactly. So, we start all in the middle. If we selected the option to have our island pre-built, we would have to actually start on a random big island, I think. Okay, here we go. Let's set up the harbor area right here. Okay. And here we have the free trade.
If you need something, don't hesitate to ask.
Can I? Okay. First steps, build warehouse, ship controls, direct help. So he will sell tools, which is important because we cannot build tools until we reach the settler stage, right? No, wait, is it settler? Yeah, settler stage. I think that's correct. And until then, we only have the tools we have, and we need to get additional tools by other means if we should we need more tools, that is. Okay, something like that. Yeah. Plants, buildings. So you get also a lot of tutorial tips as well.
Awaiting orders.
And here we could buy stuff. Since we have so much money, I will just buy stuff. Also, as you can see, we have a ton of islands that are pretty large. Well, yeah, they're not bad. There's certainly larger islands in Anno 1404. But, you know, the games evolve, so... I think after having played Anno 1503 and then this one, 1701, I was a tad disappointed with a lot of islands because they felt smaller, but I don't think that's actually true. So, here we have the indigenous...
As tribal chief of the Iroquois, I welcome you.
Yeah, we have these tribal, those indigenous people, and they will sell these trade goods down here and some other stuff, and they will also buy some stuff. So you can, for example,
is pleased that you have come.
Dump your tobacco, your superfluous tobacco, to him, for example. Okay. Right, in this game you need to set up the area around the village center. So we'll have this around here. And this one somewhere here. Can I... that's not too bad. Let's put that here. We can rebalance it later on if it doesn't match. So I should press shift actually to place multiple roads at once. Yeah, so I will just go with some basic setup that I've used throughout the campaign anyways. It's probably not the ideal setup, but it will do for the purposes of showing this game off. So we have these things producing wood.
One of your opponents has settled on an island.
So as you can see, someone has settled here. Victor has settled here. And generally the easy opponents, I think, will not settle on an island where you are settled already.
One of your opponents now has a trade agreement with a foreign culture.
Oh yeah, so we could also see the, not the strategic map, the diplomatic menu. So here we have all the players. And also the queen. You can request money from the queen and request military aid. Alright. Not sure how we can increase our favor with the queen. Okay, that was German. He said we shouldn't steal his time. And
for what reason do you wish to speak to me?
Can we reproduce
You
that?
have permission to speak.
What the hell are you on about now?
Was just a glitch, I think, or perhaps the first time it will always be the German phrase. Anyways, we can also get to good standing with the pirates, then we can ally ourselves with the pirates. Good. So, furthermore, let's put down some more
Your choice
houses.
of buildings has been extended.
Good. And we can... well, that's okay, actually. We'll have that like this. And... actually, let's see, build this kind of chessboard pattern around. And as you can see, this island here is pretty big. Can fit quite a few houses on here, perhaps even a second village center or somewhere here or here. And that should all be nice and dandy. So these guys need churches, which we can provide. At least to us, a couple of these. Okay. Okay, I need more wood.
Captain on the bridge.
So I think I'll build up a bit and see you when something interesting happens. Alright, so the first interesting thing has happened. We have gotten our first quest from the trader, and it's just basically a small mission that is timed, and we get some reward for just doing it in the required time. Also, here we can click purchase, we can set tools, and now whenever the free trader with his ship that is just going from island to island, I think, he will sell some tools to us, and that's quite handy.
One of your opponents now has a trade agreement with a foreign culture.
And they all make trade agreements with foreign cultures. Perhaps
The negotiations can begin.
Oh, we already have a trade agreement.
You have permission to speak.
Do we?
Will you honor our... Go ahead, speak.
Well, we could always
I'll be glad to listen
bribe
to you.
them and give them a bit of money and then have a trade agreement, but that's... don't need it quite yet. So, let's finish this mission and then continue on. I'm basically just building a large city, larger than it actually should be, probably. And here we will remove this because that's in the way of the road, like that. Don't think we have lost anything from this. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and a road. Actually a road on the sides as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll need to rebalance these roads as well. This one seems to fit quite nicely, but this trade building is a bit off. Can I just rebuild it here? I could, would I have enough tools? But we can always bring back this shipwreck. We loaded a complete shipwreck onto our ship. Well, yeah. And as you can see, I'm speeding up things here, and the exploration ship is not too slow, and it takes quite some time. It takes quite some time to
Thank you for your help.
cross the island world.
Your business skills are remarkable.
Thanks, Victor.
My os.
Oh, sorry for muting you. Well, see you back when something interesting happens. Okay, so I've built up a bit, as you can see. It's way too much for the first level of civilization, but there we go. I have a healthy, positive balance, and perhaps more importantly, I started blocking. Oh yeah, there was a smith. I started blocking islands that I want to take at any cost with warehouses and a couple of these market buildings.
Everything and everyone here will be under your command, even I.
So, the advantage of putting warehouses here on the beach is you cannot get this island unless you are attacking with a fighting force, and since those AI are easy, they are not likely to do so. And even if they were not easy, building up a military force does take some time and some money. And if you block out your opponents early on, you basically have to deal with weaker opponents. I don't have enough wood just yet, okay. Yeah, you don't have to deal with as strong opponents. Also, in the beginning, if you have a lot of money, you can set up multiple islands to buy goods and have basically a stronger economy going, or you can build more faster because you can buy more tools, for example, now. Yeah. It's important to see with island placement what you need. So you need something of each resource somehow. Also, it's always good to have infinite deposits of something. I almost thought I don't have an infinite ore deposit because this island doesn't have one, this island doesn't have one, but we have one here. But iron ore, I think, is such an important resource that having two isn't too bad. And luckily on this island we also have another one. We also have 2 gold and gem mine slots that are infinite. Not sure, looks like all of them are though. So far really looks like it. And now you can see with all these third-party natives, well, all the natives, there's a lot of islands that could have been other islands that now are occupied by these people, but...
I welcome you on behalf of the Emperor.
Thank you. You do need these indigenous people for the trade goods once you have aristocrats, because otherwise, well, with each indigenous tribe that you have more, you can support more aristocrats and make more money. Although you can also set these goods to be bought by the or sold by the free trader, which if you have more islands, you can do that on more islands and have one ship collect all the goods and deliver it to your main island. That could work as well. But yeah, that's the progress so far, and now I have to start setting up the wool production, which will go on this island. For now, I'm not yet sure if I will put the alcohol production on this island, since it has a lot of space, will be more than enough to accommodate alcohol and tobacco. But it will be another ship that can potentially be attacked, especially by pirates. Not exactly dreading an attack by these guys. The NPC probably will not attack my ships, and if they do, I can shut them down easily. But the pirates, they are a bit tougher, I think, to shut down. Anyways. Yeah, so see you when something interesting happens again. Also, I disabled building materials because that's usually how I play. I wish I could say, well, I can basically say all the people evolve until they are citizens, because I can just set the tax level accordingly. Yeah, but in 1701 you cannot set the tax level. Well, you can set it, but in 1404 it's nice that you can just say have them in the dark green area, and the tax slider will adjust depending on the goods that are supplied. So if you have a shortage of something, it will automatically go down, which means you don't have a riot, unless of course it cannot go down any further. And if you acquire some more goods, it will automatically go up. So that's very nice, so you can maximize profits from taxes in 1404 more easily. Yeah, with that said, I guess I'll build myself some sheep farms. So I just
bring you greetings from the Emperor.
That you could also do some trade business. This guy is buying fish or food for 17, and these guys sell
You again.
for 14. So
custom.
basically, or he even for 12. You could do some side business by just shipping
One of your work.
Anything else?
goods from various NPCs to each other.
What is the reason for
Perhaps
your
there's
visit?
even something more lucrative than food. However, I noticed that while I was setting up food
A production
across
facility has come to a standstill.
all my islands, because I'm starting to run out of food here, or I'm not running out, but I had to build a couple of hunting lodges, which I don't want to do basically, so the fisheries weren't cutting it. Also, I am
Production facility has come to a standstill.
looks like soon ready to evolve the first batch of pioneers. Okay, there we go, and shift
You
U.
have some new
The
buildings.
colonists will
There
increase
we
the speed
go.
of development on your island yet further.
We have used up all
My
tools.
congratulations!
My compliments. Don't stop now.
Right, so that should give us quite a bit more people, which means I'll probably have to build more sheep farms, which also means I probably need to get more tools running. Then I will build a shipyard as soon as I can and start the food trade route to this island, so I can demolish these. And let's see, can we really just, let's call that food, can we really just have 4 warehouses for that? If yes, 4 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can only have 4. That's bad, because otherwise I could have made go to all these 4 islands and dump the rest you have still on board into Tsuhai. But doesn't seem to work that way, so I will have a full ship of food. Let's set it to full, so it's ready for large trading vessels.
A look through your warehouse never disappoints me.
So now I could set it up to my exploration ship already, but that's not what I want to do, because I need my exploration ship for missions and the like.
We have a deal.
So let's get a couple of tools over here. Also, here we have this, and we have enough material. We can build a couple of brick makers right here. Just 2 of them. 2 brick makers, 1 clay pit. Okay. So we'll need to do that for other islands as well. Not sure if I want to do that on all islands, but I don't know. I do
Beer
have the
wagon is
resources.
filling your warehouse with alcohol.
Ah, we're getting alcohol. Nice. And they're not too happy because I have run out of wool. Yeah. I need more, that's clear. Whoops, that was one too many. But I think 4 of them should be enough. And the rest will be invested into clay or bricks. I don't have an infinite mine on this island, I think. Unload that and build 2 brickworks right here. Not 3. I'm holding shift, and if you hold shift and place something, it will stay selected. And I click instead of, I don't know how to deselect actually. Well, actually just stop pressing shift 1 before you are done building. And on these side islands I don't need 2 brickworks. I think can save a bit of money from that. It's good to have bricks on these islands, because then I can just start building whenever something comes up that I need on these islands. 1. I'm also buying tools, so I have basically the islands concerning building materials. They are self-sufficient. 100%, 100%, 100%. Good. So yeah, next step, building up my infrastructure for the settlers, which is schools. I can build schools as soon as I have some bricks, but I probably want to get the tool production running first. And I'm not sure if I will produce tools here on these, I don't want to call them lesser islands, but supply islands. Or if I will distribute tools or just keep buying them. It is getting expensive. I'm down to 25,000, so half the money has been used up. Well, see you when something interesting happens. Oh yeah, the opponents.
Signing a trade agreement.
The easy opponents. Oh, a trade agreement. Yeah, why not?
Go ahead, speak. This agreement will soon bear.
Trade agreement.
That would be really nice.
Good. The easy opponents will only go to a higher civilization stage after you have reached a higher civilization stage. So while you are in this pioneer phase, you basically with the easy enemies have all the time of the world to get set up and claim all the islands you want or need. The normal enemies, they are a bit tougher, they will advance at a reasonable pace, and the hard enemies, they will just rush up to the higher civilization stages. Yeah, and I also got a quest
tailor-made for you
that I will not do because it would entail me actually capturing this island, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, back to setting things up. I'm setting up iron production here, as you may see, and yeah, it's a bit of waiting involved in Anno games sometimes, but well, it's fun waiting.
The beer wagon is moving on to another city.
Okay, so another interesting thing happens, and it is pirates. Pirate ships are around.
The enemy is attacking
I
one of your
have
ships.
no idea how strong they are. Doesn't look like they stand up to the exploration ship. But my trading vessels are of course endangered. I set up a bit of alcohol production around here. Nothing special. And I will continue to do so. I need a bit more, I think one production chain more to cover my current usage, so
You're always good for a fair deal.
meet you back when something interesting happens. Okay, so
One of your workshops is no longer
the
producing
next
goods.
thing I set up.
A production facility has come to a standstill.
Yes, thanks. I've set up my tobacco production. Should be enough for the current amount of people. And we're
Never mind.
basically readying our settlers to evolve. I'm a bit in the minus now because of the taxes that have been reduced. Okay. Yeah, almost zero. So, once all of them are with arrows, I can just shift
Your construction
U,
options have increased.
and all my
You
bricks
are a
have
true
gone.
joy. Carry on, you are a credit to our name.
Right, so I need more
I'd like
bricks.
to accommodate you if I can.
In return. So I must pay you? No.
My intentions are good. Really, they are.
You're well on your way.
Okay. Yeah, what else? So research with that many people also takes not too much time. Contract offers, okay. Research, right. Let's see. Citizens.
Your city now houses more than 2,000 inhabitants.
Yeah, first I'll need to rebalance my production chains. And then with citizens I can already go down for grain farms, which means I could already replace my fishermen. But fishermen are cheap and I can... They cost 10? I thought they cost 5. Okay, never mind then. Perhaps I will change over to a bread production on this island. Or on this island. Or get a completely new island. Could also do that. But all the good ones are gone. Yeah, there's no grain island left. That's new. Well, let's see. That's that. I also need to set up some whale oil production. Theater. I think I can build that right away. I can. That's actually enough to cover all the buildings I have so far. If I put them into the second square here. But I don't have... If I put it here, I will not cover all of them, will I? Nope.
The population of one of your opponents has attained the next civilization level.
Perhaps overcross. Yeah, I will probably get something together. So yeah, meet you when something interesting is happening.